This message comes to you from King's Church Wirral, UK. We hope that as you listen, you will be encouraged, blessed and inspired.
We're looking at reaching out to those outside of the church, those who don't know God. And my subject today is influence. Now, when you think of influencers these days, people think of the guys on social media who have millions and millions of followers. And these influencers impact opinions, behaviors, and decisions of others with their online presence. And it could be, whether it's fashion, fitness, travel, technology, lifestyle, they establish themselves as authorities in their field. And because they influence so many, businesses use them to advertise and promote their products. Let me tell you this. One of the highest paid influencers is Cristiano Ronaldo. I believe he's a footballer. Who has 649 million followers. And for every sponsored post he puts on Instagram, he will get upwards of 3 million. And if you ask a young person, how many young people have said, when they grow up, they want to be influencers because they can see that you can make loads of money and you can be famous. I want you to know this morning, you are an influencer. Every one of us are, from the youngest to the oldest. Whether you're an influencer for good or for bad, whether you're rich or poor, whether you're disabled or able, whether you're sick or in health, you will be an influence to those around you. Whether that's your class at school or university, your everyday job working alongside colleagues and customers, your family, your neighbors, your friends, and yes, your social media contacts. You are an influencer. But are you an influencer for good or bad? Now in Acts 10:38, we read how Jesus went around doing good. And if you consider yourself a follower of Jesus Christ, I would expect the answer to be, I'm a good influencer. We are those who represent goodness himself, Jesus, to those around us. And if he went around doing good, we should go around doing good. If he was kind, merciful, gracious, you be kind, merciful, and gracious. If he was a friend of sinners, be a friend of sinners. I would also say this. If Jesus healed the sick, don't rule out the possibility of you laying your hands on someone and see them recover. Ask yourself, do people around me see something different in me? Are they attracted to Jesus because of what they see in my life? Do they see how I love? Do they see compassion? Do they see a willingness to spend time with people, take an interest in them, pray for them? As a mum or dad, should I say, as a mum or dad, do they see what I'm like with my kids? As a friend, Am I a really good one? Do they witness a peace in my life, even when things are not working out the way I want them to? Do they see someone with joy in the most difficult of times? You know the saying that actions speak louder than words is true. The way we live our lives and the attitudes we portray speak louder than any words we speak. You know, there's another well-known saying, I can read him like a book. Meaning this, you can understand the true thoughts and feelings of someone by looking at how the person acts or behaves. I can read him like a book. The people around you are reading you like a book. And they're not judging you by the cover, we hope. They are reading inside of you the book. And the Apostle Paul said, we are living letters that other people can read, written not with ink, but with the Spirit of the living God, not on tablets of stone, but on tablets of human hearts. And you may be the only letter from God that people around you will read. What are they reading about God through you? Are you different? Do you represent a good life? Jesus came to give us life and life in all its fullness. Is that life obviously seen in you? If you were accused of being an ambassador of Jesus Christ, would there be enough evidence to convict you? We also are influencers together as a church, as a community. Our love and unity together as a community will speak volumes about God to an orphaned, lonely, or lost people. Steph will be speaking more about that when she comes up. But the Apostle Paul recognized the influence of the church in Thessalonica and its reputation. I want to read it to you, 1 Thessalonians 1:2-5. Every time we think of you, we thank God for you. Day and night you're in our prayers as we call to mind your work of faith, your labor of love, and your patience of hope in following our Master, Jesus Christ. Before God our Father, it is clear to us, friends, that God not only loves you very much, but also has put his hand on you for something special. When the message we preached came to you, it wasn't just words. Something happened in you. The Holy Spirit put steel in your convictions. You paid careful attention to the way we lived among you and determined to live that way yourselves. In imitating us, you imitated the Master. Although great trouble accompanied the word, you were able to take great joy from the Holy Spirit, taking the trouble with the joy with the trouble. Do you know that all over the provinces of both Macedonia and Achaia, believers look up to you? Do we know that the region around us here, the people around us look up to us? The word has gotten around. Your lives are echoing the Master's word, not only in the provinces, but all over the place. The news of your faith in God is out. We don't even have to say anything anymore. You're the message. People, goes on to say, people come up and tell us how you received us with open arms, how you deserted the dead idols of your old life so you could embrace and serve God, the true God. They marvel at how expectantly you wait the arrival of the Son, whom he raised from the dead, Jesus, who rescued us from certain doom. The message of the gospel was never meant to be just words. It's modeling a life. that causes people to take notice and want it for themselves. That's why your testimony, your story is so powerful and influential. As we read, how you deserted the dead idols of your old life so you could embrace and serve God. What are those dead idols that are no longer living in your life because of what Jesus has done in you? That story is powerful to those who are still serving idols and locked up into all sorts of addictions and behavioral control. So, what do we see for this year? 1, recognize this. You are a representative of Jesus Christ. The way you live your life speaks volumes to the people around you. 2, pray for those around you every day that they may see Jesus in you. 3, don't be afraid to invite people into your home. Dan will be speaking about that. Number 4, invite people into our church community. We're a great bunch of people. We know how to welcome people. We're very friendly. Invite them to the church community. Let them experience the presence of God and hear the preached word. How many here, let me ask you a question. How many here came to a Sunday gathering because someone invited you? Or just put your hand up. If someone invited you, thanks, Dan. Put your hand up. Come on, fill me up. Now just have a look round. Now I want to ask you this question. How many people have you invited recently? If we came by invitation, who's going to invite them? When was the last time you invited someone? You know, it's been said, but I am always on the lookout, continually for whoever I can invite. And we mustn't be afraid of the people who will say no. I'm going to finish with a video. You'll love this if you haven't seen it before. J. John, and then Ben will come up and take up the next session. But before, just to say this, in conclusion, Cristiano Ronaldo has the power to reach 649 million people. Your influence, though smaller, holds a profound impact. If even one person comes to know Jesus for eternity through your influence, it is of far more value than 1 billion followers. So let's be bold with the greatest message on the planet, the gospel of Jesus Christ.
We hope that you've been blessed by this message. If you have any questions or comments, please contact us at www.kingschurchwirral.co.uk.